Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to you. I know you all are still quiet because you're still eating. How, by your applause, let me know how well you are enjoying this lunch on today. Okay. And you can't say very much because your mouths are still full. I understand. So the hand claps will definitely suffice. Thank you all so much. And again, once again, we'd like to thank the culinary ministry here at the Community of Faith Church. Today's leadership is Brother Madison Murphy and Sister Sharon Murphy. We definitely want to thank them.
Wait, what?
They know how to do it, don't they? Yes, and to the entire culinary team, we do appreciate them. We welcome back our live streaming audience. We hate that you couldn't grub with us on today, but guess what? We're going to feed you some knowledge to empower you, and so you'll be fueled up and ready to go, kind of like us. Just a little bit. But no, we're going to get ready to go together. We're going to welcome back our moderator in just a moment, Bishop James Dixon. What I want to share with you about those of you who are in person, you have a little ticket, or you should have a raffle ticket. It should be red, blue, purple, or white. The color does not matter. We're going to be raffling off some gift cards, some electronic gift cards, as well as some other some little sandwich grills. Some sandwich grills so y'all can eat some good, hot, healthy sandwiches. You'll be able to grill those. We're going to do that right after the interviews with our honored guests for this session. And guess what? We have more than we have Mr. Michael Crockett. We're seeing his cares. That's one of our panelists on today. And we have representing the African American Wellness Agency, Mr. Sean Allison, coming in the stead of Mr. Donnell Cooper. Bishop Dixon will be interviewing them. But guess who else is a part of the conversation? Each of you. That's why this microphone stand is here, because the mic will be put up for you, because we're going to be engaging in conversation. Say engaging in conversation. That means we talk to one another. All right? So everybody's here because you have something valuable to add to where we're going. So we do want to hear from you. So without any further ado, we're going to now bring back the one and only amazing, most intellectual, most faith-leading bishop here on this side of heaven. Yes, I did say it to the other bishops and the pastors and the reverends and the ministers and all of that's in the house. We're not disrespecting you, and we see you very high. We highly esteem you. But here at the Community of Faith Church, and I don't even know about all of them, I know about me. And I can say about me because I have the mic right now. This one here, it don't get no better than this one here. I want you all to know. The Reverend Dr. James Wallace Edwin Dixon the second. That's who we have here coming to us. Yes, we thank him so much. We know that Bishop wears a lot of hats. He is the president of the Houston chapter of the NAACP. He's doing so much throughout the city, and so for him to be able to give this time of his day to us to make sure that we are progressing in not just saving our lives, but helping to save the lives of all of our people, not just black people, because this is not a black problem. This is a human race problem. And so we do thank him. And at this time, I'm going to get out the way and turn it back over to Bishop Dixon, who has now Mr. Michael Crockett, who we once again thank for being the sponsor for this delicious lunch. Do you think the investment was well worth it?
Do they got to-go plates?
For you?
Yeah.
For you, we have a to-go plate.
It's necessary roughness. It's a necessary. The food is exceptional. I'm talking about exceptionally well.
Okay, thank you so much. We thank you so much again, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I don't want to ruin that introduction. I probably should just say God bless you and good day because that was high lifting. Let me just say thank you all for being here this afternoon. We appreciate all of your presence for so many different reasons, and very grateful to God. And we do want to have dialogue this afternoon. I know that some of the pastors, the bishops who are here, have not been able to have comments yet, but we want to hear from you during this conversation.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We want to continue, my sister. They look at, listen, between my sister and my daughters, they look at me and say, that didn't work, Dad. That didn't work. But I really want to say that this is a healthy conversation.
Yes, it is.
And it's also a wealthy conversation. We appreciate because the information that's being dispensed is quite valuable. Information that'll save a life is priceless. We want to thank again the luncheon sponsor, who was also a part of addressing this crisis in our community. His motto is, when you see the sea, you know it's me.
Yes, Lord.
I added to it.
Yeah.
Say it.
When you see the sea, you know it's me.
And I'm always hanging out as me, JD.
Yeah. It's a real thing.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
a
real
real
thing.
thing. That's a real thing. And,
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get left off of that tray. But Michael Crockett is just a phenomenal individual.
Wow.
He is on the executive committee at the NAACP, and I thank God for that. We added him just about a year, two years now.
About 2 years.
And a great brother, a great contributor to the organization. He adds great value. He has an amazing life story, but he has an amazing outlook on life. And his outlook begins with an in-look that is inspired by an uplook. I've listened to him so much, and in every conversation that you have with Michael Crockett, if it lasts past 3 minutes, you'll hear his in-look. He'll talk about himself, his internal, what he believes on the inside. You get to know some of his soul. But then you'll also hear his outlook on what he wants to do to make a difference in this society. He looks at the community as his responsibility.
Absolutely.
He sees people in need as his calling. His outlook is positive. But then if you listen to him for 3 minutes, you'll hear him talk about his uplook. He's a man of faith. And he's inspired by God. He trusts God, and he believes that he's here for God's purpose. And so with that said, let's jump into this. I want y'all to welcome and thank again as you are burping from this delicious food, as you are wiping your mouth and savoring the taste, of which I had none of it yet.
It's worth the wait, though.
I need y'all to know that this was my lunch. The second, and I only got I got a health disparity because this is all they left. I've got a little bite of a Snickers, and
I had to get you some different
yeah,
nerves.
so but come y'all give it up for the luncheon sponsor, Mr. C.
Yeah, it'll do it.
All right. And you're sharp. That's the deal. I got a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
You're not supposed to come to my church and just dress like nobody's going to look at me. Like, come on, man. You look like the bishop.
Come on now. I had to compliment your whole ministry. You know, I was coming to the community of faith. With the Honorable Bishop James Dixon. Yeah.
So, Crockett, your passion
Yes, sir.
impresses me and inspires me.
Wow.
And I'm saying that, I've said that behind your back. I want to say it to your face. Your passion inspires me, and I've watched your passion inspire others. your passion for giving back, for serving, for making a difference. There's some people who do business because they want to make a dollar.
Right.
You do business to make a dollar so you can make a difference.
Period.
Where did that come from?
Oh, wow. I didn't know what you was going to go with the question. Well, I'll tell you the truth. It came from experiencing poverty, man. It came from being raised in a house full of women. You know what I mean? No men in the house, really, right? And actually seeing what a woman goes through to raise children, right? And saying that that's never going to happen again in my bloodline. And my son won't be like that. And my community don't have to be like that. As long as I be different and lead by example in front of those, then, you know, they can see somebody they can walk up to, touch, talk to, hang out with, that's going to actually show them how to do it. I'm not an athlete. I'm not an actor. I'm not a movie star. I'm no longer what I used to be. You dig?
Yeah.
You understand me? And you can walk up on me and talk to me, and I can show you how to establish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in your life as a young person. I got all of the things God has blessed me with, all of the things that all of those actors, rappers, athletes have. So when young people see me, they see that and want to come and speak to me, and then I can share God with them.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Man, can y'all just applaud that? Because that's huge. That's huge. And this passion for health.
Yes, sir.
Because name just a few of the businesses that you're involved with first.
I have a car dealership, a tax office, an insurance company, a real estate company, a real estate development company, a business consulting firm. I'm the founder of this particular nonprofit, and that's just a few of them.
Okay. Come on now.
The best way for me to explain it when you start talking like that, I have 19 streams of income. And I encourage each of you all to continue to add, not just add, but multiplying streams. Pick a lane that God created you to do, right? Tap into that lane and make sure every stream is associated with each other so you never get outside of God's will, and push toward $100 million from wherever you are.
Come on now. I know that. And I think sometimes we think people who talk like that are unrealistic. But I will say this, no one here questions the legitimacy of Tillman Fertitta
Right.
as a business person. How many streams does he have?
Come on, brother.
You see? So we can accept that.
Wait, you should ask a different question. How many streams is he afraid to go after?
And that's where I'm coming to.
Okay.
All right, but I'm saying, my point is, we can understand that for him, but it's difficult for us to understand that that's possible for him,
Right.
because we think that people have to look a certain way. And thank God that we have someone in our community who's reachable, touchable, knowable, right? Who wants to impart knowledge and wisdom into our community and our youth, that you can be legit.
Right. You can live your life over the table and experience everything that cross your mind as long as you walk with God to get it.
Yeah. I mean, we ought to applaud that for real, right? So and I asked that question because I wanted you to give that summary.
Okay.
And then say, with all that going,
Right.
you have this burning passion
Yes, sir.
to eradicate
Yeah.
the lack of health care.
In the community. In our community, there should be no lack of health care. Every single solitary one of us in our community should have access to premium health care. That's a fact. And I will not stop until that is at all, until we are experiencing it. From the oldest one of us to the youngest one of us, until we all are experiencing access to premium health care, you're going to find us in the community 5-6 days a week, making sure that people have access to health care. The agenda is 100 locations, 6 days a week, in our community, providing access to health care until we eradicate the lack of health care in our community.
What a noble ambition. What are some of the challenges that you face trying to get the resources you have to more of our people?
Wow. He know what questions to ask, right? So, being how I believe God, right? I really don't see any obstacles. I just see things that I have to take care of. If that makes sense. Because the only way I can lose is quit. That's the only possible way for me to lose.
Yeah, right.
Right? So I go after every obstacle and I overcome them. God shows me to go through it, go around it. Sometimes I need to slow down, nurture a relationship in order for me to be able to accomplish the goal. I ask God who, how, and why, right? And what. And when those answers come back during my meditation with God, I then make that move. The key to accomplishing it is doing that daily. That's a 7-day-a-week moment.
Yeah.
Right, that I take in order for me to overcome those things. But of course, we always looking for more resources. We need grants, we need funding, we need access. I thank God for every pastor that allows us to come to their church and reach the body. Look, every movement starts through the church.
Yeah.
Right? And if we want to take care of our communities, the doorway, the gateway to the community is through the church, because you got to come in as a trusted source. And people trust their pastor. And if the pastor say yes, right, then we can take care of those people. The gentleman said it best. If I go to the barber shop, I'm going to get 5 or 10 of them. Now, I will tell you this. I send that van out with 2 people in it to go take care of that barber shop. I do that because that's one location out of 100. You understand? But I hit that church every Sunday, as many of them as I can, right? And thank you so much, Mr. Dixon, for coming together and putting together the 20 church tour, 20-week, 20 churches, so we can saturate the community. And we're going to consistently do this annually until we eradicate the lack of health care in the community together.
So, you know, I love your optimism. I love your optimism. I live optimistically. And for me, every challenge is a chance.
Yes, sir.
For a change, right?
Come on, man. Look, that's a whole sermon. Every challenge is a chance and an opportunity for a change.
Yeah.
All it takes is a person
willing,
right?
Yeah.
With God in them.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. I'm going to shut up.
Yeah.
That was real.
I think it's important because when you start talking about addressing a crisis like healthcare, there will be obstacles.
Many.
Right? There will be opposition.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And so you've got to have a driving faith and the ambition and the courage to face those things with relentless fortitude. Because sometimes, you know, to make a difference requires all of that, but people want to make a difference, but not bad enough.
Come on now.
To make that sacrificial investment on a daily basis and not accept no as final.
Come on now.
You know, for me, a no is never final.
Hey, period.
A no only means maybe not yet or not you.
That's it. A no only has the amount of power that you give it.
Yeah. And so if we're going to form a collective, which is what we're seeking to do with pastors and churches and our health professionals, our elected officials, organizations like the Hill Collaborative, we've got to have this kind of tenacity to say, okay, we've got resources, we've got intellect, we've gone to school, we've got people who can really contribute to the formation of this agenda. But I think it's the intangibles that are going to determine whether or not we reach our goals and do this long term, or whether or not, you know, we're going to hit a wall to decide it's just too hard. That's why I'm talking about these intangibles.
Yes, sir.
Because I think we can talk about the, you know. But without this heart,
come on now,
we're not going to be able to stand against the headwinds. because people are profiting from our illness.
Say it again. Treatment is not curing. Treatment is managing.
Okay.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Treatment is not curing. Treatment is managing.
Yeah.
And we need to address curing while we're being treated.
Yeah.
That's a whole, we got to move to preventative care. When you talk about the driving force of a person, that's what you're discussing, right?
Right.
My uncle, my uncle Robert Earl, right? He talk when he the oldest uncle, he makes you out, right? He say, Crockett, I wish I had some more
Yeah.
right? Just that to get up, when you get up,
Yeah.
that right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To drive his vision. You see what I'm saying? So my aunt comes from, I will do what people can't do today so I can do what they won't be able to tomorrow. That's a real. See, people won't do what we're doing right now,
Right.
but they can't do what we're able to later.
Right.
Right. But if we choose right now collectively to collaborate, bring all our strengths together, right, and then work focused on our community, not allow. It's cool, man. I'm gonna tell you the coolest thing I ever seen. At a church, this is where I saw it. If you want to help me, fine. But if you don't want to help me, don't mean I ain't gonna stop.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I said, if I could just force that in business, right? Well, you can't stop my business because you didn't do business with me.
Right.
Right? I can then stay in business as long as I decide to be in business. So now that means that I decide what happened. I can dictate the fate of this organization, right? That's what leading looks like, right?
Absolutely.
So then once God taught me how to be a leader, nothing that I've opened has closed.
Yeah.
I'm 20 years in business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now this particular vision that we're discussing, we've been doing this for 3 years. I want to share this because you asked the question, and we didn't answer that because you get to talking to me and you make me. Y'all know how Jesus and John, spirits jumping.
Yeah.
It's a real thing over here. But what made me do this, we was doing real well. We was, God had took care of us already. We tithe, we give, we offer. Yeah. The cure to it, if I need something, I don't try and go find the answer. I give an offering, ask God for it, and then go to work. And it always show up. That's a real thing. That's how I got here. But with the mobile clinic, my best friend got sick, y'all. Now, he was built like LL Cool J. He on his 12-pack, the muscles on the side. Yeah, that was his health insurance, though. He worked out 7 days a week, right? Michael Crockett did not do that. But we still are best friends today. He was here earlier. He had to go back to the office and run the office for me. Well, what happened is his chest was tripping. He went to the emergency room. Blood vessel ripped his aorta. They life-flighted him to the hospital. He had 2 strokes. While he was in there, he had pressure on his brain, so they had to do the brain surgery to release the pressure off his brain. 3 months later, as soon as he could go to the restroom, y'all need to hear me. He couldn't talk. To communicate it, he pointed at letters and numbers and words, right? But they say he ain't got no health insurance. So we're going to put him out. Y'all got to take him home. I said, no. I'm going to pay for everything. Give him the best state-of-the-art facility that money can buy. Y'all ain't finna kill my homeboy. You see what I'm saying? So, because, God, saying God gave me the money to give back, right?
Right.
I ain't finna have some money and ain't got my partner, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it just logically don't make
don't
sense.
yeah.
We've been together since we were 14.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, the lady, what you call him, a caseworker. 5 minutes later, she come back with him a bed, right? Next morning, they wouldn't let us take him home for that night. The next morning, they call us and say, we got him a bed in the best state-of-the-art facility that money can buy. I said, praise the Lord. Went back to the office and said, all right, God, we got to go get some money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just how it went. Sat in there. At the time, I owned the insurance company. Was doing life. Well, I owned the car dealership. That's why I opened the insurance company to provide the people with the car insurance. So if you're going to do it, you got to do it all. So I had the life insurance too. You see what I'm saying? So one of my life agents came in there and said, Crockett, let's try and get him some of this Obamacare. Right? So he clicked the buttons. I'm talking to y'all in 7 minutes because I counted. You understand? He got him Obamacare for $30 a month. That's it. I said, okay. So my next call is to the facility. Yeah. Do y'all accept this insurance?
Yes.
They say, yes, we do. So I said, it's a hook in here somewhere.
Yeah. Gotta be.
$30 ain't gonna fix it, right?
Yeah.
The way they acting about it, how much money it is,
Yeah.
and I ain't never really encountered healthcare, y'all. I hadn't had no real problems. You dig what I'm saying? That I couldn't pay for out of pocket at the time. Yeah. So then when I get the insurance company on the phone. I said, so how much is the copay? They say $1,440 is the most he can pay in a year. I say, so $30 a month and $1,440. I said, cool. Can I send y'all a check? Or do I need to pay with my card?
Yeah.
Let's get that out the way because I know what's coming. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So soon as that's done, let me tell y'all something. This was in March that all this occurred. He stayed there to December the 2nd. The bill was over $4 million. We ain't pay nothing but the payments.
Yeah.
And the 1440, you hear me?
Yeah.
Don't tell me about what my God can't do.
Yeah.
So now, this made me, y'all gotta understand, I come from a certain type of community. You understand? So I wanted to hurt somebody.
Yeah, right.
Because they didn't put him out, right?
Yeah.
To kill him, to me. You see what I'm saying? So I couldn't fight nobody. So I just ran at the entire industry. And now we have the free mobile clinic outside. You understand what I'm saying? And we done helped thousands of people, and that was over 3 years ago, and this is where we are now as we come together now to eradicate the lack of health care, creating a business model in this city that we can take throughout the nation, right, and eventually cure health care for the entire country because of what God decided, because, watch this now, because of what worked out for Clay good, my best friend Clay, right, what worked out with his good, God said go do this, and I went and did it. That's it.
That is a story worth giving God praise for. Can y'all celebrate the kingdompreneur, Michael Crockett? Will you see the seed?
You know it's me.
And I'll be hanging out with him. This is JD. Man. I don't know where you go from there. Don't know you from there. All right, Tanya. It's in your hands.
Thank you again, Mr. Michael Crockett. Give it up again. We have Sean. Come on this way, please. Sean is representing the African American Wellness Agency. And after Sean, we're going to talk about and have the dialogue because this is not over. You're going to hear from Mr. Crockett again. We're going to put some information on the screen because he just told you about we're going to bring it to the community. That's exactly what we're going to talk about doing in just a minute. You're going to tell us and help us to take it to the community. But guess what? You're coming with us. Thank you. Okay. Sean?
Wow. Okay, we're back for another segment of the James Dixon Keeping It Real. Yes, this is my new show. I'm like Crockett. My assignment becomes an opportunity.
There it is.
And so this is the deal. This is our rebirthing of Power Talk with JD. Listen, I'm so excited. I want you to know how proud we are to have you, Sean. This brother is incredible. Sean Allison, his story is just as inspiring as Michael Crockett's story. And so I want to first start with I want you to tell me what you're doing now, and then we're going to build it from there. All right?
Yes, sir. My name's Sean Allison. I'm with the African American Male Wellness Agency. I'm an author. I'm a student on the honor roll at Prairie View. For social work, I'm a founder of DONE Ministry, which stands for Dads of What's Needed, where I mentor fatherless boys that come from fatherless homes. I'm a licensed chemical dependency counselor. I'm an a former inmate. I do prison ministry. I mentor the kids. I used to call myself the drink man. Now I'm the Narcan man. Because
Explain that. Explain that. Yeah.
The African American Male Wellness Agency, we have a grant with Harris County on the opioid data action initiative. Our initiative is called It's Our Problem Too, because statistics show that from 19 to 44, we had the highest overdose deaths. And I personally just experienced it. I'm the Narcan man, and I get a call Monday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. My big brother girlfriend overdosed off some fake pills. In real time, here it is, I'm the Narcan man. They got Narcan at their house. And my brother girlfriend just died from fake pills. And so, and I told him, I said, this is why I do it. Right. And I just went to a corner that's known for selling pills, that I used to sell pills on myself. Yeah. And when did Narcan training to some of the Houston, like little local rappers. I just Narcan trained them. I said the same corner I used to sell dope on, I'm bringing hope on.
So, Sean, how old are you?
46.
46. Still pursuing elevation.
Yes, sir.
Full-time student
Yes, sir.
at Prairie View A&M University.
Yes, sir.
All this is very impressive and inspiring. Let's talk about your childhood a minute, because you come from somewhere and you've come through some things. Talk about your childhood and influences, both positive and negative.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, y'all know I'm from 3rd Ward, and so back when I was a child, you know, we had South Side, North Side beef, and I'm from the South Side. But guess where I went to church at? I went to church here. I went to church here when they started the good game, and we made the commercial at Booker T. Washington. I went to Yates, but I'm on a commercial at Booker T. Washington holding up the good game sign.
Yeah.
And so I was fortunate enough. I was one of the only ones in my community, my circle, that come from a 2-parent home. So I had a dad. That's why I never was gang, G-A-N-G related, but I was always game, G-A-M-E related. That was the difference for me, because why would I go let you be my big homie, hit me in the mouth, when I'm trying to get away from my dad? That don't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
And so I was in and out of jail. Like I said, I've always been a straight A student. I made my first B on my report card in 11th grade. When I was in the 5th grade, I scored a perfect score on the TARS test and got a certificate from Governor Bush. I won a poem writing contest and met the Duchess of York then, Sarah Ferguson. They wanted to do me like Duga Hauser MD, wanted to skip me up. My mama just wouldn't let them. I made my first bill on my report card in 11th grade. I'm at Prairie View right now with a 4.0. I graduated from Alabama Community College with a 4.0, summa cum laude. So I always had the book sense. But I feel like I went to the streets for people that didn't have a voice. I call myself not a go-between, because I got tattoos everywhere, I got goals in my mouth. But I frequent rooms like this, but you know there ain't nobody else that look like me in here, but I'm in here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get it from y'all and go back give it to them.
Yeah.
So that's it.
So you were in Good Gang USA, and that was a good thing for you,
Yes, sir.
because you were still gaming on the street, right? And what did you learn in Good Gang that you didn't forget? I'm just curious.
One thing I learned was how to be bold. Like I never stopped, cause like it was a planet. Look what I come up under. Look what I come up, and I never stopped. That's why it would make me. I'm 46 years old. I'm in college with youngsters. And when I try to tell other people about going back to school, they say, man, I ain't finna go back and be around them youngsters. I say, but you on the corner. You taking a penitentiary chance on the corner with these youngsters that you'll go to jail and end up in the same cell with these youngsters, but you want to go to college and put yourself in a better position with these youngsters? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I want to say, like, what the highlight of my day, well, I got to meet Miss Betty Lyles. And Miss Betty Lyles was sharing her story. And when she shared her story, I had to share my story because my mom passed away from lung cancer. My mom, I was the one in the room, like when the doctors told her she had stage 4 cancer, they asked her did she want to take chemo or not. My mama told me, my daddy told me, whatever you want to do. So I told my dad, I say, step out right quick. And I talked to my mom, I say, Mama, only person know your body is you. Right. Whatever you want to do, you tell me what you want to do, and I'm going to say it came from me. What you want to do? She said, babe, I don't want to die in the hospital, and I don't want to take no chemo. I say, well, no chemo it is. And I told Miss Betty, I say, the one thing that the most painful thing in my life is also what I'm most proud of, my greatest accomplishment, not the 4.0. I got to take care of my mama like she took care of me. That's the thing I'm most grateful for. And me having a conversation with Miss Betty reminded me of why I do what I do, and remind me cause you wouldn't expect to come from me.
Yeah.
I look like a thug, but I'm sensitive, and we just had a conversation that I know she needed to hear, and it was like how I need to hear it, so I need to have it with her.
So now you work with African American Wellness,
Yes, sir.
and we're getting ready for the big
Black Man Wellness.
Black Male Wellness Day out at U of H.
Yes, sir.
And that just fits you so well.
Yes, sir.
Right, fits you so well. Talk about the mission of Black Male Wellness, and it's a national movement.
Yes, sir.
We're glad to be a part of it.
Yes, sir.
Why is it important for us as a culture to understand we have these disparities that we can no longer continue to ignore?
Yes, sir. Because for one, we set the tone for the culture. Everything, they get everything from us. They just don't, they might not want to give us our credit, but they get everything from us. And the African American Male Wellness Agency is the health and wellness arm for National Centers for Urban Solutions. And so what we do, we're on a mission of saving black man lives. And every third Thursday we have what's called Real Man, Real Talk. And what Real Man, Real Talk is, men come together, we call it taking the mask off, and we address mental health issues. And that's a topic that a lot of, especially us as men, we don't like to talk about it. And I'm gonna just say, Tuesday, me and our executive director, Donnell Cooper, we went to Wheatley High School, and we was in a room like 30 boys. It's boys at the top of their class. And I asked them a question. I say, how many of y'all can raise y'all hand right now and say you have at least one person that you can talk to about what's really going on with you? How many hands y'all think raised up? Not none. And I asked them another question. I say, can we in Fifth Ward? I said, how many of y'all have seen somebody get killed? How many hands went up? And the guy that brung us in there, he started crying. He pulled me to the side. He said, man, you have came in this room in 5 minutes and showed me that I failed these kids. So I asked him another question. I say, Kyron Lacey just committed suicide. But guess what? I said, I guarantee if he's in this room, his hand wouldn't have went up either when I asked how many people got one person they can talk to. I said, what I want y'all to do is break the cycle, because y'all fall in the cycle that most men get into.
Right.
You performing.
Right.
Because people just asking you how you doing. They're not asking you how you feeling.
Yeah.
And I asked them, what's the difference between somebody that asks you how you doing and how you feeling?
Yeah. That's real talk. Like it's punctual, real conversation. I just found out before I came in here, a man who was a member of our church with mental illness issues just killed his girlfriend and killed himself.
Yes, sir.
And he was very distant, not involved, come to church and would not have conversations.
Yes, sir.
But here always somewhat positive. Never would have known he was dealing with those kind of demons. And we don't deal with mental illness, and we're very deficient. We try to do the best we can when we can.
Yes, sir.
But there's no sign in this church that says if you have questions, issues regarding mental illness, click this QR code or call this number.
Yes, sir.
Is it a sign like that in your church or yours? Who's been in a church building where you saw a sign that says, challenges with mental illness, please call this number?
Yes, sir.
So then, why would people think the church could help? So I think the work that you're doing is hugely important. But it also challenges us to think, what can we be doing differently than that which we've done historically?
Yes, sir.
Because if it was working, we wouldn't be having the same issues.
Yes, sir.
So I want to applaud what you're doing and challenge us all. And then we need to identify a you in every congregation.
Yes, sir.
And then promote the Sean in each congregation to the front facing of the ministry. Because there's so many Seans out there
Yes, sir.
who, when they look at church, they don't see a Sean. So they don't see that the church is for Seans.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because what they see front facing,
Yes, sir.
the deacon,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
the bishop in a robe,
Yes, sir.
the uniformed people who do ministry, looking so spiritual,
Yes, sir.
so healthy and so holy.
Yes, sir.
Nothing about it says I belong there.
Yes, sir.
And I think here at our church, you know, I've been having this conversation a lot. We've got to change the face of the church,
Yes, sir.
and not just the face, but the voice.
Yes, sir.
Because language is either a uniting element or language is a barrier.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
Yes, sir.
for being the relevant face and the relevant voice
Yes, sir.
that we need to be relatable
Yes, sir.
and resourceful to the now generation. Can y'all give it up for Sean Allison today for this amazing conversation? God bless you. Let me just, I meant to do this before we close the session. Bishop Thomas Wallace, can you have a comment about what this has meant to you? And then Bishop Livingston, what this has meant to you? Because we want to have your voices on tape. Just give us, come forward if you don't mind, both of you. Give us just a word about what this has meant to you from your perception and interpretation. Can you give it up for these pastors, men of God? They've been here for the entire session, along with Pastor Charles Turner. Come on, Pastor Turner, stand with them. I mean, this is huge. This is huge. What a place to start. Go ahead, Bishop, please.
It's hard not to let a tear come to my eyes because it's personal. Everything I've heard, I walk there. And the fact that it's being talked about in an open forum, that's huge. Because we know about it, but we don't talk about it. So this has helped me recommit to what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. I wish I had a real witness in the house. Bishop, this has helped me get past all the hoopla and the high church and all that kind of stuff and bring it on down to what needs to be happening in God's house. So to those of you, listen, I'm walking with you, man. Okay? And I want to thank Bishop Dixon for inviting me, because I wouldn't have known and I wouldn't have been touched. I want to just close real quickly, if I could just say one last thing. My wife just went through cancer surgery a week ago. I told you it's personal. Right this very minute, the oncologist called her back to talk with the person who has the pathology report. And normally I would have been there with her, but I had a commitment to be here because I know God has her there. Plus my daughter is with her too. But when I started listening to what's going on here, my body's here, but my mind. Are you feeling me? So I'm committed. But I'm going to walk further because I don't think anything is by happenstance. And the things I've been hearing, God's calling me to a higher level because it's personal. So I want to thank you. Thank you for being here. But don't let it stop here. Carry it forward. It will make a difference.
My mind is running rapid right now with so many thoughts. But I appreciate what has transpired here. Real talk, real ministry. I've been impacted in such well, in so many ways. My sister, who was diagnosed about 30 years ago with cervical cancer, and the doctors gave her 6 months to live. And my family and I didn't find out until one day she was at church, and she left the church because she was having some issues, and she went home to clean up. She came back, and then she shared with us her diagnosis. And it was such overwhelming to hear it, and especially in front of the church body for the first time. And so trying to be not a brother but a pastor was telling everybody, well, we're going to believe God for her, because if she can go home, clean up, and come back and express and said that she's determined to live, the least we can do is stand with her. she refused to take chemo or radiation. And the doctors that she was assigned to said that she was committing suicide. But she was the healer. She believed in healing and would lay hands on others. And she's kind of like my Andrew, when Andrew brought Simon Peter. And so she was the forerunner, but she said if she can't believe God for herself, for others, why couldn't she believe God for herself? She never took chemo or radiation. I don't advise that for everybody. That's what she was. She was determined not to lose her hair. And a few months later, God spoke to me one night and shared with me that she was going to have a deliverance. And it was a November night, some 30 years ago. She had a pain, knocked her out of bed. Her husband called. Before he called, he was getting ready to call the ambulance, but she said, there's no use to calling them. I won't take any treatment. They can't do anything. So she told him to call me. We prayed, and that night the cancer ran out of her body. Yeah. And her husband put the phone to the commode so I could hear it hitting. We were at a full gospel conference on Katy Freeway a few days later, and Carlton Pearson was the speaker. And while we were there, I encouraged my sister and her husband to stay over for some classes for that day session. Me and her husband went to a class. I'm a hurry. Me and her husband went to class, and my sister and wife went to another class. She got back and checked the messages and got the report from the doctor that they couldn't find cancer. The doctors assumed that she had had a miscarriage because of the flesh that hit the toilet. She said, well, that would have made sense, but this came out my rectum, not my uterus. I saw the deliverance. And I told her that she would be running like she left the church that day to go to the restroom. I said, God spoke to me and said that Sunday that you're going to have another experience, but you're going to run to the restroom and flush it. And it happened 2 months later. She's here over 30 years now, cancer free. This is very close to me, dear to me. And then, of course, I want to thank God for Tanya Dixon for inviting me. And I don't know if this had any kind of relationship, but we lived about maybe 300 yards from a railroad track and city gas, one of the main little parts on Bonaire Street. And you could smell it when you get into the neighborhood. And I don't know if that had anything to do. I'm not a doctor, but I do know the healer. But I'm thankful that I want to take this particular session to our area, Northeast, and collaborate with more pastors and get the message out. We talk often, like you said, about dying, preparing to die, but none of us very seldomly prepare to live. Thank you.
Bishop mentioned we have revival going on this week in our organization. And what I would say is that I came to revival. All the stories, the testimonies, all that have fueled me, inspired me. That helps keep me going oftentimes. Bishops don't know this. I was watching you before I even moved to Houston. Knew of you. It's hard when you're a pastor that operates in a certain lane. It's hard to find other people who kind of are doing how you envision and stuff you want to do and try to do, and so Bishop is one of those people that I watched even before I moved to Houston in 2005. And so coming here, so I didn't know about it till yesterday. We was at the funeral, and Bishop said he was trying to make it all smooth and everything. And I said, just what do you want me to do? He said, I need you to come here tomorrow. I'm going to be there. And so I just came, and I have been revived. helps refuel me for continued ministry, because this is my heart. This is what I'm about, how I see ministry. And so I don't have time to list everything I've gained, but I've gained so much that reaffirms stuff I was already working on, and also puts an urgency on some other things that I need to do. The statement you made, Bishop, about the mental health sign at the church, that's good. So I started thinking, okay, I need to connect. Who is because oftentimes the resource, because you don't want to put a sign up, then you send your people to a person and they, but that is spot on. I remember this now, sit down. One of the most powerful things I did as pastor wasn't a sermon. I was going through a rough patch just personally at church. Whole church knew about it. But what I told them was, and I've said it several times since then, I told them that your pastor has a therapist. I go to therapy. And just saying that helped free people. I said, like anything else, your foot hurting, your heart hurting, you go to the specialist in that area. I pray, I fast, I do all that. Me and the Lord know each other real well, Yeah, and I go to and it works together. It works together. So thank you, Bishop. Thank everyone involved in putting it together. And we want to keep this going. So I've been revived. All right.
Thank you, each of you. I mean that. And I've done the same thing and share with the church about therapy. And if anybody needs therapy, it's a pastor. Oh, my God. Dealing with y'all? You got to laugh sometimes. No, y'all probably need therapy dealing with us as well. But no, seriously, it's all about us working to be at our best levels of health. And we appreciate what this has meant. And thank you, Dr. Turner, for making that swift 24-hour adjustment. And I'm like you, I do believe this is a part of God's revival plan because he's all in it. We appreciate Tanya. Thank you so very much. Will y'all give Tanya a hand for her stellar effort, all the work. And I know she did not do it by herself, but any other the committee members who are here, if you stand, wave your hand. We want to appreciate all of those who are part of it. I know Carlos was here and the others earlier. Jocelyn, give her a hand, Jocelyn. And when you talked about living next to this railroad track, when we grew up, we were neighbors with Jocelyn and my grandfather in the Heights on Rutland, and you knew what time of day it was because of when the train came by, and so we've all lived in proximity to being exposed to toxins on a regular basis, and we played at a place we call the olive plant. And when I look back at the stuff we played around, and the oil, the tar tracks, and what's the oil mill? Yeah, behind well, we weren't supposed to be at the building. Let me start talking because we had to hop the fence to go. We wasn't supposed to be there. But I was following my big cousin, Lawrence, over there. He had the influence on my life. And so wherever they went, I was trying to go. Yeah, right. I don't know how I ended up in these places, but it's a miracle that we are here. It really is a miracle. But think about all that, and now we have a chance to make an impact and make a difference for others. Thank you all the panelists. Thank you so much, Dr. Roy, just incredible. Give her another hand, won't you? We appreciate her. I think the other panelists are gone. And Brother Howard Bowles, man, are you going to close out introducing them one more time?
Yes, but we have something to do right before we
You got
close
some
out.
prizes and all that. And
But not just that. I forgot about that. Thank you
yeah,
for
but
reminding me.
I've got,
I know
because
you
they're
got to
waiting
run.
on me. Something
Yeah,
to
I
do.
know you got to run. Yes.
Okay, I've got to get to a late appointment. I'm not here. And but would y'all please excuse me and thank you so very much for being here. You know, don't be a stranger. Come back Sunday. Come back Sunday. We'd be glad to have you. God bless you. We love you, and may God keep you.
Thank you once again, Bishop Dixon. Let's thank Bishop Dixon again. Thank you. One of the things that we want to make sure we have a call to action. Oftentimes, we participate in opportunities like this, but we kind of just have the information, go home, and somehow it just kind of seeps out of our memory bank, and it goes into a place of dormancy. That's not what we're going to allow to happen this time. Say this time. Okay? And the reason we're not going to allow it to happen this time is because we have to have the urgency of doing something about it. And one of the things that even Bishop Livingston, he didn't know, Dr. Carlos did have to go, but he didn't know that this was a part of this session. We are going to start and partnering with CNS Cares on a 2020 tour. A 2020 tour. And here you go, Brother Mr. Crockett, because Bishop, were you trying to? I was going to say, we've already started talking to the pastors, and they're committing already to the 2020. Right.
Beautiful.
We're rolling.
Yeah,
and one thing I'd like to add to it that some of the persons that I've been talking to, Mr. Crockett, is that we want to help form teams to help support the pastors in their areas and making sure they have the capacity of the support staff to make sure we can pull off to make it a large community event.
That's beautiful.
And so we want to expand it a little bit. Okay, put a little flavor on it, if that's okay.
I'm with all that.
With that. But thank you so much. You'll definitely be hearing from us. Let's ask you, because we want to know what you. We don't want to know. Does anybody in here have any questions or comments? We do not want to dismiss without you having opportunity to ask your question or share your comment. We thank you for spending your time with us. We value that. We do need everyone present to fill out our survey. They're on the tables. It's a quick QR code that we need you to click. And somehow I need to see if we can drop this in, Ganesha, maybe into the chat on our stream. Because we do want to hear from everyone who participated. And before I'm going to dismiss our streaming audience, and then I'll say one more word to you all that are present. Thank you once again to our streaming audience. It's been a wonderful, wild Wednesday spending it with you. Hey, stay connected, keep following us, and you're going to get the more that is definitely to come. We'll see you around soon. Peace out, baby.